Hello, Revolve Bible Church. Welcome to 5 Minute Connect. This is the third installment of our series on biblical joy. And the two links down below will take you to the first and second installment. So I encourage you to check that out. So far, we looked at the substance of the joy, what it is, being transcendent, as Jesus uses the Greek word here for chara. And we also looked at the source of the joy, that it only comes from Christ. This is the Christian's joy, and it stems from his love for believers. Now, in this third installment, I want to look at the seeds of this joy. How do we get a hold of this joy? Well, Jesus tells us, if you keep my commandments, you will abide in my love. As the source of our joy comes from Jesus' love, the way in which we abide or remain in that love is obedience, keeping his commandments. It's the same for Christ. As he says in verse 10, just as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love. Jesus is not saying that I work to earn my Father's love and affection. No, he's saying I obey him to remain in it, to stay plunged in it. For to not obey him would be to depart from his love, to walk away from him on my own volition, on my own doing. But I don't want to do that, as the Father's love for me is the source of my joy. The same is true for us. The source of our joy is Jesus' love, and our obedience is what keeps us plunged into it and not removing ourselves from it. Obedience, therefore, is the door to delight. It's the pathway to pleasure. What we would think are two polar opposite subjects are really topics that complement one another: obedience and joy, and love for that matter. So would we be deeply encouraged to obey Christ, as our obedience to Christ, us following him in his word, killing sin, striving for holiness in our thought life, in our words, and in our actions, keeps us abiding in the love, and thus keeps the joy flowing in our lives. And not only that, but it is joy that is forevermore. It is joy that is eternal. So as we continue to obey, we will find ourselves with joy forevermore in our lives. So would we fight for obedience, Christian, and find ourselves with joy at its fullest? God bless you.